Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Listen, we are here to get into Mia, who is currently testifying in the Diddy trial. Okay. Hey, Miss Charlene Ford. Um, and I know I was supposed to come back on Friday, but Friday was a rough day. So we are here today to discuss the Diddy trial and what's going on with Mia. Okay. Now listen, the crazy thing is most people found Mia. If you actually go to the live that we did on Friday in the morning time, we most definitely was able to find Mia on Instagram. We were able to find some of Mia's old Instagram posts as well. And so, what we're gonna do today is so that I can make sure that I'm on top of everything. I don't want to start tomorrow with being behind. So I wanted to make sure that I go ahead and get it in this morning before 9:30. All right. So welcome to everybody. There's about 10 people watching me. Please make sure you hit that like button or double tap the screen as we go through a couple of things. Okay. Now, before they had went to lunch, let's just kind of get into some of the things that they went through before lunch. I know Mia was testifying about positive posts that she made in regards to Diddy. And I know that the cross was asking her, or the defense was asking her during cross about pretty much about what did she mean by these posts? Why was she posting these posts after the fact? Like why were you making these posts all of a sudden? If Diddy allegedly did these things to you, why were you making these posts? So I knew that the defense would hound in on that. Somebody had sent me a post from her on YouTube. Hey, lovely 31 blueprint, sweet essence, and baby peaches. Somebody had sent me one of her YouTube videos, y'all. This video was old. I think it was like 14 years old. And it was a YouTube video, and it was a short YouTube video. It was a very short YouTube video, but it was a video where she was wishing Diddy a happy birthday. And of course, again, I think the defense was going to hound in on that. That's kind of their job, is to defend Diddy in this, and I think that that's what that was mainly about. So let's get into the rest of the stuff. And from when they came back from lunch, hey, Kay Calloway. All right, so let's get caught up. So the jury had went to lunch, and we didn't come back. All right, so let's get into this now. This is like an article to kind of help you get caught up on what's going on. Mia Sean Diddy Combs' former assistant and friend to Cassie Ventura, continue testifying under the name Mia. Okay, and it goes in to say that here's what happened. Under cross examination, Mia testified that she posted positive social media posts, some of which the jury did see. And they were about Combs, in part because social media was about showing how great your life was, even if it wasn't true. So y'all know back then they're basically saying, yeah, I think it's time to put this on subscribe only mode. Hold on. All right. So basically, she was saying that back then, you post these posts and they didn't equate to what social media is now. Social media a lot of times now, it's a lot of negativity that can be found on social media. So back then she was saying you were posting your positive things and you were showing how great your life was, even if it wasn't great. Now some people still do that on social media, but I feel like we in 2025 now. But anyway, she said that she has no external sounding board. Mia said that she was in fear anytime Combs was unhappy because his happiness equated to her safety. Mia testified that she had friends outside of her job, but that she didn't get to see them or speak to them. I did not have an external sounding board, she said. When it was suggested that she could have reached out to them if she wanted to, she disagreed, saying no, there was absolutely no time. And I could see that. This is the same person who has testified that she literally had to beg to go to her grandmother's funeral. Not only did she have to beg to go to her grandmother's funeral, but she also she also testified about, when she first started, she worked 5 consecutive days straight with no sleep. Eventually, when they gave her sleep, or when they told her, or when Diddy told her she could go to sleep, was after she was already hallucinating and going through crazy stuff. So it didn't even matter then. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and get into everything from after they went to lunch. All right, y'all ready? All right, the judge is back on the bench, but the jury isn't back yet. The defense is arguing to show the jury a video that Mia recorded and sent to Sean Diddy Combs, wishing him a happy birthday in 2013. The defense didn't give notice to the court or the government until the lunch break. The judge is learning, is leaning. I'm sorry, he's leaning toward using the video, but then also he stated that he noticed that it was too late to kind of put that video in evidence. The defense attorney Mark says that Mia's demeanor on the stand is an act, and the defense wants to show the video of an upbeat Mia uh, talking to Combs to help prove the assertion to the jury. So again, what they're trying to prove to the jury is that, oh, you did all these videos after you said you got R-worded by Diddy. After you got R-worded by Diddy, again, you went on YouTube, you went on Instagram, you went on Facebook, you made these posts, you made these social media videos, you made this commentary, you wished him a happy birthday, you did all of these things. And to me, it's crazy. Hey, IPV, good morning, good morning, good morning, Terry. Good morning, y'all. So then it says that the judge is giving the defense 5 minutes to get the story straight as to why this video is just now coming up. And I told y'all the judge has been eating Diddy's team up this entire time. All right. There's 48 people here and we only have 17 likes. Please hit that like button. Please, please. Thank you. All right. So the judge says that the defense can't show the jury the video of Mia happy birthday greetings to Combs. And I'm glad that the judge decided not to add that. So he said that the relevance is it really has no relevance to this. And again, Brian Steele is the one who is currently on this, who is currently doing the cross-examination for Mia. Okay. Mia's back on the stand and the jury is back in the courtroom. Defense attorney Brian Steele is continuing cross-exam of Mia. The jury showed more. The jury showed more photos of the jury was showed more photos of Mia posted on social media, wishing Sean Diddy Combs a happy birthday. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia how she could post about his birthday without recognizing the significance as the time he allegedly actually assaulted her the first time. It was Puff's birthday. That's what the date was. So also, I don't know if y'all know, but Puff changed his birthday. Okay. He changed his birthday. And basically what she was doing was, it wasn't his actual like day of birth, the day that Janice comes, pushed him out. It was the day that he created. And I believe that he recreated another birthday because he is the same person that has all these names: P. Diddy, Diddy, Puff, Puff Daddy, Love, Combs, all these different names he got around here. I could see him definitely changing his birthday. So it says that stills keep going through photo collages Mia posted annually on her Instagram, wishing Combs a happy birthday. After she explained each photo, Steele asked Mia why she didn't post such loving word, or why she posts such loving words about Combs if he traumatized her for years. Mia explained that she was expected to post for Combs' birthday while she was working for him. I can see that. Hey, Aquarius 219 216, I'm sorry. What? No, I didn't know. Yes, he definitely changed his birthday. We found that out like Friday morning, I think, that she testified that he changed his birthday. It wasn't his actual birthday, but it was a day that she said, I think her caption said something about I can't remember. The caption says something about this new day is yours, or something like that. But anyway, again, he wanted to create another birthday. I did, but nephew got the wanting to do stuff, and y'all know nephew, unfortunately, he come first, honey. We was baking cookies and cleaning and playing the game, and yeah, time really got a hold of me. But I enjoyed my evening yesterday with Neff. Y'all double tap the screen, please. It don't cost a thing. All right, so let's get into this. Okay, so former assistant reviews a scrapbook that she made for Combs. Mia, a former assistant for Sean Diddy Combs, is now reviewing a scrapbook that she made for him. Look at it, she said. I remember this. It was so nice of me. Mia gave the scrapbook to Combs for his 45th birthday in 2014. She wrote, "Happy 45th birthday, Puff Daddy," in large red letters, followed by a page-long handwritten note. Puff, sometimes life goes by catastrophic speeds where you never get to live in it and enjoy it. And that's what she wrote in the letter, or on the note. She wrote that she hoped that he'd be able to sit back and take it in how much he has accomplished over the years. She put together a book of magazine articles from 1991 to 99 and was hoping that he appreciated it. Mia also testified that she made the scrapbook for Sean Diddy Combs after a conversation where he told her, "I used to look at the world the way you did," and implied that there was nothing left now and that he had done everything. She said it was hard to get a birthday present for somebody who had lots of money, and she thought the book would make him happy. I mean, that is a good point. How do you make somebody happy, or how do you give somebody a gift that really already got everything? Man got everything he need at that time, right? He's a music mogul. How do you? That's why I always wonder about famous people. Like, how do you get them gifts? Because it almost seems like they have everything that they, because typically they're gonna go get what they want, right? So it just feels weird. Like, I don't know, it feels weird to, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to get nobody famous, because I'd be like, girl, you got everything you need. You lucky, because I was gonna argue with you this morning. Twice you left and didn't come back. Yeah, I did. I did. Friday, I was in a funk. Y'all did not want me to come back on Friday. Friday, I had an attitude. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was a lot going on Friday, and then yesterday, nephew day, and y'all know he go to church on Sunday, so that's why I got a little free time today. Got a little free time today because he around there at the church. Hey, my thoughts. All right, all right. Defense attorney Brian still challenges Mia on why she worked for Sean Diddy Combs so long and did things for him, like make a scrapbook for his birthday, even though she said that she endured physical, sexual, and emotional abuse for years. Mia testified that her therapist or a psychology textbook would explain it better, but said that in an abusive relationship, there is a cycle of violence. I was listening to someone yesterday, and I so disagreed with them when they were saying, like, maybe the first couple times that Diddy did what he did, that they were victims, and then after that they no longer became victims, or they no longer were victims. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. what I think a lot of times in the black community, let's just have a conversation real quick. Can we have a real conversation real quick? Happy Sunday, raindrops. Anyway, listen. The reason why I don't feel like that is because again, we as a community, we don't think about what we go through in our minds. Like depression didn't become a thing until what, a few years ago. Therapy didn't become a thing for the black community until a couple of years ago. These types of things did not become a thing until a couple of years ago. And when I say that, I'm saying that our community, we really didn't believe in that. Y'all know, growing up, our family was like, pray about it, child, pray about it, and you're gonna be all right. But faith without works is dead. So therefore, I think now we can look at things at a different scope, in a different lens, as to the fact that we can get the therapy that we need now. We can understand that depression is depression. We can understand that heartache is really heartache. We can understand all of these things. Schizophrenia, all of these things is like it's real. But there was a time where we as black people, and if I'm talking good, hit that like button, because we got 30 likes and 103 people in here. Hit the like button. But basically what I'm saying, hey Mama Bees and Lasso, how y'all doing this morning? Basically what I'm saying is, and let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree. I would love to know. But I feel like we didn't start focusing on this stuff until maybe after COVID. I think when COVID happened, people started realizing, dang, we need therapy. We need this. We need that, because COVID allowed you to sit down and rethink everything that you really had going on. So for me, it's just my opinion. I mean, you guys don't have to agree, but I don't think that saying that someone is maybe a victim the first two times, because we've already heard how hard it is to leave. There are so many things that are at stake at that particular point that you feel like you cannot leave. I remember my sister telling me a story one time where y'all know, unfortunately she's unalive now, but I remember her telling me a story one time where she had got into well, her and her boyfriend had a physical altercation, and or a DV situation, because it was him, mainly him. She tried to fight back a little bit, but it was mainly him. And I remember her telling me at the time that one of the resources was to go to this shelter. She went to this shelter and she said, yo, I endured the same type of pain in the shelter. She said, no, I wasn't physically abused, but I was sexually abused in the shelter. And it made me think, like, dang, when these people are trying to walk away from a situation, they yet get traumatized and introduced to new things that takes you back down a path of you needing more healing, like you needing to be able to get these things. And then on top of that, when you have children and these things happen to you, it probably hit a little different. You know what I'm saying? It probably hit a little different. But anyway, y'all don't have to agree with me, but I would like to know y'all's thoughts on that. Hey DK, what's going on? What's going on? All right. So she said I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. And that's the case for a lot of people, especially people who left the house at an early age. Baby, you're trying to do anything. Y'all let me know if y'all can still hear me. My bad. My Okay, so this is the one that's dead. Hold on. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. My bad, y'all. Let me play this thing back up. Okay, can uh-oh. Okay, can y'all hear me better now? Hey, DK, I don't know if I spoke. Okay, let's see. Terry said, I feel Mama Bees is in the house. Hey, Mama Bees. Um, I feel that I feel that you are a victim until you decide, until you decide to not be a victim. I will never put a time frame on when someone is no longer a victim. I'm not walking in their shoes. I agree with that. I can agree with that. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like mental health has, as us as a black community, we just now started getting on this mental health train. We weren't really on this mental health train, and she just said this what she just testified to, what Mia just testified to, is very, like, to me, it makes a lot of sense. I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy, but nobody was there to say these things to me, or to say that these things that were happening were wrong. There was nobody around us that ever even flinched to his behavior, Mia said. I was in trouble and I was doing everything to find my way not to be in trouble. So I just feel like, I don't know. I just didn't agree with that. Like, I didn't agree with that. But thank you, Terry, for your input. I appreciate it. And I'm not saying I don't agree with your input. I'm saying I didn't agree with the person who said that you're no longer a victim after the first couple times. A former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs, Mia, who said that she was physically and actually abused by the rapper, said that there was a difference between her logic brain and her trauma brain. Ooh, logic brain and trauma brain. Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. Logic brain and trauma brain. That is deep, yo. That's really deep. Yeah, you know she in therapy. You gotta know she in therapy. Cause that's deep. Think about that, y'all. Logic brain versus your trauma brain. Oof. That's deep. That's deep, sis. That's deep. I like that though. That's deep. Anyway, it says, why did you need someone else to say that you were wrong by Mr. Combs? And to also make him feel, or make you feel like that he was going to unalive you, defense attorney Brian Steele asked her. Mia responded with, she has a logic brain and a trauma brain, and a trauma brain often wins. Eventually, it becomes normalized, and you're just trying to get back to the good, or what makes that particular person happy. You make excuses for people. I'm a people pleaser. I'm an empath. I am a rule follower, she testified. I just wanted to do my best and make everyone happy all the time. So I tend to take a lot more than normal people. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I should apologize for that. I forgive people all the time for things, she said. Defense attorney Brian still suggested 3 times during his cross-examination of Mia that the former assistant of Sean Diddy Combs, that she made up the actual allegations against the music mogul. Mr. Combs never had unwanted, non-consensual, forcible sexual contact with you, right? Isn't that true? And y'all know, still really irritates me by the way he asks questions and certain things, still just aggravates me. He was aggravating me during YSL as well. 140 people in the house, y'all double tap the screen. It don't cost you a thing, honey. What I said in this courtroom is true. I have not lied to anyone at all, Mia replied. And just to give a little context, the assistant who worked under Combs from 2009 until 2017 previously testified that he actually assaulted her a few months into her employment and on multiple occasions throughout the years. To create the birthday scrapbook, Mia said that she reached out to people at Sean Diddy Combs companies who handled archives and asked them for copies of articles mentioning the music mogul. She then printed out the articles, highlighted Combs' name, and put them in chronological order in the scrapbook that marked his 45th birthday in 2014. Now, defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia about her birthday video that the judge actually did not want. He precluded it from the evidence when they asked. And again, that's what they were going back and forth. Baby, they've been tussling all week, but that's what they were going back and forth with. Diddy's team was going back and forth with the government about adding that into the into evidence. Hey Tracy, hey Jasmine, what's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning. So asked if she remembered making a birthday video for Sean Diddy Combs, Mia said that one year she compiled a video of shout outs from many important people in his life, including herself. She said that she probably told Combs that she loved him in the video, but doesn't remember. Mia testified that she couldn't remember how many people did participate. I mean, that was in 2014. That was 11 years ago. She reached out to a list of people that Combs always wanted at his parties and his family to ask if they wanted to send a shout out, and got many videos back, Mia said. Steele suggested Mia made the video in 2013, but that she couldn't remember the year. Brian Steele is so freaking annoying, y'all. I'm sorry, it's so annoying. The jury saw messages that Mia sent to KK. Now, y'all know how I feel about KK. I want KK ass to come to the front. This cat, what's her name? Christina Corium or whatever. Tracy, I need her to come to the front of the class. I got some questions for her. Okay. I sure enough got some questions for Miss KK. Okay. Because KK seems like she was the one that was really complicit in a lot of things. Okay. KK seems like she was really complicit in a lot of things, and she let a lot of things go on around Diddy that she never mentioned, never said anything about, never heard of after, it happened. That KK is something else. Okay. KK, bring your apple-headed ass to the front of the class, because we got some questions to ask you. Hey, baby girl 1981. How you doing this morning? All right. The jury saw messages sent to KK, Sean Diddy Combs' chief of staff, in December of 2016. She testified that the messages were following her meeting with another executive who informed her that Revolt Films would be shutting down. She wrote to KK saying, "My life is over." The two exchanged a couple of messages before Mia stopped responding. KK sent several messages asking Mia to answer the phone. Mia later responded, apologizing and saying that she'd call KK soon. KK said that she wanted... wait a minute. KK said that she wanted to make sure Mia was okay. "I'm not, but I'm alive and I love you," Mia responded, according to the messages. KK sent Mia a message calling her a superstar and complimented her. Mia responded and said that she was heartbroken and couldn't breathe. Now, to give you guys a little bit of context there, Diddy pulled out of Revolt Films when Mia went to South Africa with Cassie. Mia went to South Africa with Cassie, and when she went to South Africa with Cassie, y'all remember all of this stuff was going on, and then they had a boat trip after that where Kim Porter, Diddy, Mia, and Capricorn Clark were on this boat. Now, Mia testified that Diddy was upset because Mia was counting the money in the safe too slow, right? And so Kim Porter came out because Diddy had cussed her out and talked real bad to her. Kim Porter came out and was trying to console her, and Diddy ran up on the girl. Okay. He took her phone, he took her passport, right? He took her phone, he took her passport, and when she got back to land, or when she got back to land, they got a radio call from Diddy saying to bring her back to the yacht, right? To get back on the yacht. And she says that she hid from Diddy after that. So it's really interesting how a lot of this goes. Hey, y'all. Hey, Butterfly. Hey, Bama Girl. Hey, y'all. I ain't got my banner up here. Anybody say nothing either? Okay, there we go. Welcome to the kitchen, honey. Okay, so I just want to give you guys a little bit of context with that. And then when they got back, he then decided that he no longer wanted to deal with her. So the Revolt Films is different from like Revolt TV, and him and her were working on scripted shows. Y'all also remember, I don't know if you guys remember earlier in her testimony, I think this was on Thursday evening, but when she was testifying, she made mention that Diddy told her FCBS and what they got going on, right? Well, we saw on Instagram that on October the 16th of 2015, a lot of blogs, including the Shade Room, had posted that Diddy was partnering with ABC. That's how I found out who she was. That's literally how I found out who she was. That post came up. That post literally came up on Instagram. And again, that's how I found out who she was. So, it was very true that Revolt Films and her were working on something for ABC. But once he got upset, he no longer wanted to be a part of Revolt Films, and that was a business that they had started together. All right. Mia said that she was loving working in the film and TV industry, and that she was informed in 2016 that Revolt Films would be shutting down. I didn't want to leave the company that I built, where I was actually started to see my dreams come to fruition, she said. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked to explain about why she wasn't happy to be free from her employment if Diddy was just this terrible person. And Mia testified that it was the only life that she knew, describing her time working for Combs as dog years. Ooh, not dog years. And felt even longer when the 8 years that it felt longer than 8 years that she worked for him. Now, Steele suggested leaving the company was a good thing for her because you're away from your abuser. No, because at the time I didn't realize that. In hindsight, it was fantastic. But at the time, the worst thing in the world, Mia said. She basically saying that she kind of had multiple feelings about it. Again, I appreciate y'all for being here, y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. All right. Now, that's pretty much it for right now. Now they kind of court was over kind of early, but they ended up dismissing her. She's still expected to testify on Monday. Now here are the next 4 witnesses. So after Mia, come on, Tracy? What's your questions? I'm just saying that's what it is for right now. That's what it is for right now. But what's your questions? What you want to know? What you want to know? After Mia, the former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs, who is testifying under Mia, wraps her testimony next week. The prosecutors this afternoon listed the next 4 witnesses, which are expected to take the stand in the ex-trafficking trial of the music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. So you have Enrique Santos. I don't know who these people are. You got Enrico Santos. Okay. You got Eddie Garcia, who worked in security at the Intercontinental Hotel. Garcia is expected to testify under immunity. a hotel custodian. Ooh, hotel custodian, girl, they're gonna testify all that oil and stuff being over on the walls and stuff like that. They said they had oily handprints on the walls. On the walls. Frank Pizza, the forensic video expert. He's a video forensic expert. All right. Okay, so let me just give y'all a recap. Okay. Diddy S8 her on his 40th birthday. That was like 2010. So every day after that was not the worst days of your life. I believe it could be, but she testified to being able to survive. Being able to survive. I don't know. Listen, I think timing is everything. And I think back then, these people wasn't, I mean, listen, I think Mia's a little different. She literally did have her life wrapped up in Diddy. They had a company together. Not only, well, I mean, they had a company together. They had a lot of things together. Um, and I kind of see where you going with that. I kind of see where you going with it. I just feel like I don't know. I can't really say. I can't really say. But she did say that happened. She did say that happened. She did. So let me get to that because there's something here. The Revolt Films, I believe, started in 2000 and hold on. Let me just Google it rather than when did Revolt Films establish? No, that's not it. Revolt. This is Revolt Media, and it's different from Revolt Media. Hold on. Looks like it was around 2012. Revolt Film. Here we go. Oh, this pulled up the actual damn movie Revolt. Hold on. Yes, he came back and then started Revolt TV. Revolt TV was founded, I think, a couple of years after Revolt. Revolt Films. Let me see. Let's see. It says October the 21st of 2013. I think this is the other Revolt TV. This ain't the same. Let's see. Okay, so according to this, April the 3rd of 2012. April 3rd, 2012 is when it was founded. And again, I myself, I do disagree with a lot of people saying again that you are like no longer a victim after that, because you don't want to tell nobody. You don't tell nobody that's close to you. So it's not like you really have a way of escape. That a lot of these people did not have escape plans. They don't have ways to get out. And unfortunately, y'all, when you are in a DV situation, and I have heard this from multiple people, I've never personally been in a DV situation, so I wish you would put your hands on me. But sorry, a video came up in my mind. But what I was gonna say is I just don't think back then it was as easy to say, hey, you should have left after it happened the first time, or you should have left after it happened the second time. Unfortunately, it just don't. The realistic things, y'all, it don't work like that. It don't. To us, Yeah, it seems like that. It seemed like get your shit and get out. Leave. Go. Oh, she could have got out because she got family. That doesn't mean anything, because that doesn't mean that your family knows about what's going on. You may not want to tell your family. Look how long it took for Cassie to tell her mom what was going on. Cassie didn't tell her mom. There was a blog post that came. It wasn't a blog post. It was a blind item that came out about Diddy and Cassie. And Cassie kept telling her mom, "That ain't us. That ain't us." You don't. You're not telling everybody that you're around that you getting your ass beat. I had no idea. I had no idea that two of my sisters was getting their ass beat every day. I had no idea. They don't tell you. I don't agree, Tracy. I don't. They didn't want to leave. I get that, but here's the thing: they're trapped in I don't know. I don't agree with that, because I again think that this man had control. He had power. He had a lot of things that were taken into consideration. Where it's not just pack up your shit and go. It to me, it can't be that easy. It wasn't that easy. Um, I agree. It's a job, not a relationship. I agree with that. But prior to that, she was working for him, and he was doing these things with her, or to her, before they created a company together. So again, I don't, she testified that he literally had her life in his hands. That man is controlling. Everybody has testified how controlling this man is. That has been a consistent testimony throughout this entire trial, and I absolutely believe it. I absolutely believe it. I absolutely believed it. Um, but that's the thing. He didn't fire her until after he no longer wanted to deal with her with the Revolt Films. That's the thing. And then, like, okay, like for instance, when they were on the yacht, he told her to get her shit and go. Right now, immediately, because the powers that be is how she is getting to the shore, where she's not out on that yacht anymore, and he calls and says, "Bring her ass back." The other people are at fault, because guess what? They brought her right back. How many times have they testified that when they would leave, that he would send his security and goons out to find them? So I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. That multiple people have testified on how they left. Cassie did it. Cassie said that when she did, was like, okay, I done had enough of this. Then he's sending his people after her. It wasn't that simple. It just wasn't that simple. I don't believe that. Um, yes, power and control means a lot with somebody like this. This ain't a everyday Joe. This ain't an everyday person. This is a person who has a lot of power, who has a lot of say so. The people who work for him, including clearly his security guards, were scared. They never stepped in and intervened when they. It's not though, Tracy. I don't agree with that. I don't. So you telling me that if you try to leave and this man send his goons after you, what you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? That means that there's literally no way of escape. If these people are coming after you, this man gets angry, he beats you up, then tell you to pack your shit and leave, and then you turn around, you get ready to leave, and then he's sending his people after you to get you. In your mind, you gonna think, okay, I'm going back. Now, let me make this man happy so he ain't beating my ass again, and I can make my lifestyle. There was a certain lifestyle that they were living, working for somebody like him in the entertainment industry. Y'all heard this girl say that when she I don't know if it was her, Capricorn Clark, one of them testified that when they try to go get a different job, child, the the interviewer told her that Something about you better do something with Diddy or something like that. Like you better leave Diddy alone, or we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Like they weren't able to leave like that. They just weren't. They weren't. They weren't. They could have wanted the lifestyle because that's all that they were probably used to, though, Tracy. Like at that point, that's all that they were probably used to. So you don't know any different. You don't know different. I get what you're saying though, Tracy, but again, they didn't know any different. A lot of them have said that they tried to move on after that and they couldn't. This man, everybody is saying that this man even got the laws in his pocket. So you literally have everything in your wheelhouse to make their life a living hell. So I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Because all of these people have testified to how their life has been even after this situation. It's hard to even still to this day move on. I get it. Cassie wasn't grown in the situation. They were all young. They were young. They testified about how young they were. And no, they may not know any different. They may not know any different. Cassie's 19-year-old, 19, she was 19 years old when she met Diddy. So it could take you down a path. It can take you down a path. And because I've seen stuff with my own eyes, that I think that it is to the 100th power when it comes to Diddy. I've seen people not be able to leave situations that they're in. Like, yeah, I don't agree with the fact that again that these people could have just left real easily. I don't agree with that. She was 19 on her own in the city modeling. Yeah, but she still met somebody who took her down a path that she wasn't used to. She wasn't used to taking rugs. She wasn't used to having freak offs. She wasn't used to this stuff. So again, he introduced this stuff to her. And once you start doing that, she talked about how making him happy, again, making him happy so he wouldn't put his hands on them. So again, I feel like at a young age, and I'm here to testify at a age, I didn't grow up until after my 20s. After I was 26, 25, 26. I was doing some stupid shit when I was young. So what I'm not going to do is say that it's impossible for them not to go down a path that they haven't been used to or that they were never introduced to. And some of us can say that as well, because I know we ain't lived no peachy clean life, especially in our younger years. There was just some shit that we did. And let's just be for real about it, right? So again, they're going down a path to me, you being introduced to things that you're not introduced to. Of course, this was a high powerful man. You dating somebody like Diddy. Okay, damn, you dating Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like everybody is not mature at that age. Everybody is not where they need to be at those ages. And even coming into the situation, let's just say you came in at 30 years old. Sometimes you still F up at that age. Like, let's just keep it real. I'm not about to believe everyone was 100. I'm not saying that either. That everybody was 100% innocent. I'm not saying that at all. I've never said that actually. I'm just saying, as far as Mia and as far as like what we've heard thus far, I do feel like these people had a hard time getting out of this situation. I do feel like that. I do. When he threatened your life the first day, why stay? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what her mindset was at that time, Tracy. Like that. That's the thing that we forget. We don't know what their mindset was at this point. We don't know. We don't know what they were dealing with in their personal life. Capricorn Clark testified to the fact that she want her life back. She had no parents. She had nothing to fall back on. So a lot of times, unfortunately, we're looking at this at a lens from 2025 in the lens of you probably could walk away easier, way easier now than you could back then. But I just don't believe that everybody's thought process is the same. And I don't believe that everybody, um, I don't believe that everybody like I don't believe everybody is innocent. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I do feel like some of these people were introduced to this and this is what they knew. And every time that they eventually tried to leave, Diddy found a way to get them back. That control. That control. It's a lot. How do you know what your life is going to be like after that? You go to a job interview thinking that you trying to get away from this man who's abusing you, but then you turn around, you get in the interview and they tell you you need to leave Diddy alone. What the hell? I thought I was coming to a whole nother interview to get away from the man. So it just goes to show the possibility of having so many people in his pocket that it wasn't as easy to move on. I mean, that's just all I can say. That's all I can say. It just wasn't that easy to move on. I don't feel like. This is a job, not a person, not a personal relationship that you are in love. Your first day of work, someone threatens your life. That's not control. You don't know them yet. No, you don't. You don't know them yet. You don't. But again, we don't know what her mindset was as to why she stayed. Maybe she was in a financial pickle and the hell she needed to figure out a way out. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say. But what I'm not going to say again is that I feel like you are no longer a victim after the first, second, third time. I don't believe that. I'm not one to believe that. And again, her situation is a little bit different from everybody else's. Not everybody got threatened on the same day. Right, the money was good, but then again, this is what you're used to. Okay, you working for somebody like Diddy, and then you go turn around and work at McDonald's. Bitch, what? What? McDonald's? You know, again, the money was a lot different back then. They were working for somebody who was high powerful. If they wanted to stick around, I could understand that as well. I can get that as well. I can. Okay, Tracy. Okay, we get it. The first day she should have been gone because she was threatened. I get it. I'm not in that lady mind to know why she continued to stay. I don't know what was going on at that time. No, you haven't got a check, but you waiting for the check, right? But who's to say, okay, you work in HR, right? So here's another reason, another thing too. She worked 5 consecutive days with no damn sleep. That goes to show me, again, what was your mindset back then? Because that's something I wouldn't have done. It's something I wouldn't have done. She said she did it because she wanted to please the man. Okay, I get all of that. And again, I want to say this: everybody in this particular situation, in my opinion, is not innocent. I don't believe that. But I do believe that there's a lot of things to take into consideration as to why people don't leave. Their mindset, the things that they may be going through before they started working for this man. I don't know what the lady was going through before that. I don't know. But I think about all those things. I do think about all those things because Again, you just never know. And when she eventually figured out, oh, I want to leave, here he goes sending his people after you every time you do get ready to leave. So then that no longer qualifies you as a victim, because when you are trying to leave, after you wake up and figure out what's going on and you do try to leave, you can't leave at that point. That still no longer makes you a victim. I'm just asking. If you eventually wake up in the situation and you like, bitch, I gotta get out of here. And then you can't, because this man is literally controlling your every move. He's controlling everything about you. Your phone. This man was holding folks' passports, allegedly. Holding folks' stuff so they couldn't get on the plane. They're going to testify that she couldn't even get on the plane to fly because he had her stuff. I didn't say that, Tracy. I didn't say that. I didn't say nobody left, because there was an assistant or two that left, but those were men. Yeah. I think Tracy, I think now this ain't no shade or nothing like that. I do think, again, you got to think about what they probably were going through at that time. You just can't. So for me, you can't just say, oh my God, you chose to stay, so you are no longer innocent. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I just don't. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that too. Plus, you know how to survive too. Yeah, like sometimes you got to take yourself out of the situation about what you would do or how you would handle the situation. Because again, these people back then, they weren't, and I'm saying back then, and I ain't saying it like it was 60 years ago. I'm just saying back then because we are in 2025 and a lot of this stuff happened in 2008 through 2014. So again, right, it's not as black and white. It's not as plain. There are a lot of things to take into consideration why a person will stay, why a person will go, why a person will endure years of trauma after trauma after trauma, years of abuse, whether it's sexual or physical. Years, they deal with years of it. My sister was with this nigga for 5 years, beating her ass every day. I really ain't sitting up here questioning why she never left, because I don't know those things. I haven't had a conversation with her because she's dead now. I haven't had a conversation with her to understand where her mindset was at that time. Because me, I would tell her, get your shit and go. Get your shit and come here. But I don't think it's that complex and that easy. I don't. I don't. Diddy had real power. That's important to know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like this is somebody who had power. And their thought process as a young girl, you meet Diddy. Diddy is this mogul out here. He got all this stuff going on. Like, bitch, yes, I want to be in Diddy's presence. What's up? I got an opportunity to work with Diddy. Okay, cool. That's something that we can agree with. We can definitely agree with that. But at the same token, I think that a lot of times what people are doing is putting themselves in a situation like, oh, I would leave, I would do this, I would do that. It's easy to say what you would have done in these situations, but again, I don't know what these people's mindset was. I don't know what they were dealing with, what they were going through. I don't know. Look at Capricorn Clark. She worked for Death Row, so she could leave Suge, but not Diddy. That makes no sense. Well, what do we know that Suge was doing to Capricorn Clark? I don't know what Suge was doing to Capricorn Clark. Is there something out there that I need to read up on? I don't know anything about that to say like, hey, like I don't know. And again, their roles weren't just regular roles either. They were assistants, they were all of these things. So I again, uh, getting your life threatened by a nigga makes you feel like you have no control and operate from a place of fear and hopelessness. I can agree with that too. Abuse people are manipulated in the most, and most live in fear. And that's what this girl said. She said that she was absolutely young. She went into this with a different type of mindset. She wasn't on her grown woman shit back then. Like a lot of these people are saying that, but they're also, I do believe that they could still be victims within that. I do think that. Um I don't know. I look at this from a different lens. And the reason why I look at this from a different lens is because number one, my three sisters, but also too, growing up, my stepdad would beat the shit out of my mom all the time. Now my mom would fight back, but that's what I saw, right? So I think these situations have to be approached in a different lens. And I'm not saying that no one can have their opinion and say like, hey, this is how I feel. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying like kind of take yourself out of how you would have handled it, right? And understand that some of these people really did go through some shit with Diddy as to being victims to what he was doing. Everybody, no, but there are some people who were, and that's just what I believe. Um, it's easy to say I would leave because I left. I walked away from a nice life and struggled for years. And hell, to this day, I don't even make half of what my ex used to make. But again, Tracy, you strong. You were able to do that. That's not everybody's testimony. It's not everybody's testimony. I wish my sisters would have walked away. I would still be able to kick it with them right now, but I'm not, unfortunately, because not everybody has that strength. They don't have that. We don't know what they were dealing with at the time. You see what I'm saying? You were strong. You were able to get out, and I'm glad you were able to get out. But for everybody, it's not that easy. It's not. It's not. And to some people, financially, they're like, "Hey, bitch, I ain't taking that cut. I ain't taking that hit." For you, it was like in your mind you made up, okay, I can do this. I can leave this. I may be struggling, but I can leave this. Everybody don't think like that. Everybody does not have the wheelhouse to do those things. And also too, we're talking about Diddy. We ain't really talking about nobody like a regular Joe, like a regular Philip, like a why am I using these names? But I'm just saying, it's different for everybody. Sometimes people can be strong enough to leave. Sometimes people can't. Sometimes people are weak in the moment. It doesn't mean that they can't go find the strength, but a lot of times people are weak in the moment and they just can't move like that. I'm glad you were able to get away because it's a tough thing to see. So I again try to approach this in a way, and again, I'm going with the evidence, what all they're doing, right? Money talks. And I'm gonna just keep it all the way a buck. I told you about an experience that I had that I was messing with a married man, didn't know the man was married, right? But shit, the man's wallet was fat, girl. The man's wallet was fat. Fat, fat, fat. Okay? Fat. And that money talked. So I could, again, we talking about Diddy. We ain't talking about no regular Joe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, I had the means in a way out, but couldn't leave mentally at a point in time. See, see, there you go, Tracy. There's someone saying that they couldn't leave mentally, meaning they had a strategy, they had a plan and a way out. But then when the time came, mentally, they couldn't pack their shit up and go. You see? So I do think it's a lot. It's a lot to be said. You saying that him threatening her on the first day, I don't I me, I can speak for me. Somebody threatened me on the first day, I am gone. Right? But again, I don't know where she was financially. Maybe he told her something, and maybe this, maybe I don't know. Really, honestly, when he took her to that park, when he took Capricorn Clark over there to that park and told Capricorn Clark, "Oh, you have been working with Suge Knight," and Capricorn Clark is like, "I didn't know you and Suge Knight had no beef. I ain't got nothing to do with that beef," right? Only to go on and still work for Diddy, right? But at that conversation would have been the last one for me. But that's me. That's me. I'm saying what I would do now, which doesn't mean that everybody will operate that way. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yep. Oh yeah, that dope and them drugs and stuff. It kept a whole different type of situation. Now I'm gonna read this because this is like a wrap up recap of Mia, really quick, and then and it may help. It may help a few people as well. So give me 1 second. Um. And shout out to everybody. Again, I'm here for everybody's opinion. I know Tracy is going Tracy going to always have a difference of opinion, and I'm here for it. I just feel like with these situations, I don't feel like they're as complex and easy as we think. Especially in the year of our Lord 2025. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the year of our Lord 2025. All right, so let's get into this. So this is like a Friday recap of what happened. All right, the jury was shown more photos of Mia post on social media for Combs' birthday. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia how she could post about a music mogul's birthday without recognizing the significance at the time he allegedly assaulted her for the first time. Mia testified that she was expected to post for Combs' birthday. So, in other words, it's almost like this is in your job description. Post. You know, I definitely could see him making her post. The man changed his birthday, y'all. Shoot. Again, again, the power dynamic back then with him is I yesterday, Mia said that the first time Combs sexually assaulted her was a few months into her employment when they were at the Plaza Hotel in New York City for his 40th birthday party. Steele challenged Mia on why she worked for Combs so long and did things for him, like make a scrapbook for his 45th birthday and a birthday video, even though she endured physical and sexual, emotional abuse for years. Mia said that her therapist or psychology textbook would explain it better, but said that in an abusive relationship, there's a cycle of violence, and that she is a people pleaser who just wants to make others happy. I was young and manipulated and eager to survive, she testified. I'm unraveling a lot of things in therapy now. Nobody was there to say that these things that were happening were wrong. There was nobody around us that ever even flinched to his behavior. I was always in trouble, and I was always just trying to find a way not to be in trouble. Another thing that I really have like this, it just keeps going through my mind, is these people saying that there were people like security guards who seen the abuse, like they witnessed this stuff and just stood there, never said anything, never done anything. That's another thing. So how would that I honestly, I'm just asking, how would that make anybody feel in this chat? Like if you were being abused by this person, right? And the security, people that you think I mean, I granted they have a job to do and they're supposed to protect Diddy, but how would you feel if a buff ass nigga was literally standing there watching you get your ass beat? I don't know. I will feel some type of way about it. Like, but you're not gonna step in. You're not gonna do nothing. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. That part really got me. That part really got me. All right. Um, where was I? Da, 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 da. I was young. Okay. I was young and now I'm in therapy. They never finished his behavior. I was always in trouble and I was just trying to make sure that I was not in trouble. Mia said that she hasn't lied to anyone at all about the sexual allegations that she endured about Mr. Combs after Steele suggested that 3 times during the cross examination that she was making up her allegations. Mr. Combs never had unwanted non-consensual, forcible sexual contact with you, right? And then that's when she said it wasn't true. Mia said that she was loving working in the TV and film industry and was informed in 2016 that Revolt Films would be shutting down. She said that leaving felt like the worst thing in the world because it was her bread and butter. And she told Steele that her time at the company was the only life that she knew. Mm. Um, I want Diddy under the jail, and I want everybody that worked for him that knew of these things going on. Like there was a lot of people have been here windmilling for Gene Deal not too long ago. Gene Deal is complicit to me as well. And I won't even go down that rabbit hole when it comes to Gene Deal. But when it comes to the rest of these people, all of these people who were involved, D Rock, uh, 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 there was so many people that stood and watched this shit happen, and you never said anything. That is the part I have a problem with. Yeah, that part I have a really big problem with. You big overgrown niggas was just standing there, allowing and granted, one of them people said, "Hey, when I saw Diddy beat up Cassie the first time, oh, but it's time for me to go." Resigned. But see, he was a male, and it was a lot easier for him to just walk away, you know? So, hey, y'all. Hey, Victor, what's going on? Omar, I see all y'all. Listen, Diddy, KK, security, all them. Yeah, I want KK bring her ass in front of this class because KK, you really complicit. I mean, KK is complicit, y'all. And I don't know if do y'all think KK will test? I don't think KK gonna testify. But I don't know. I don't know. All of them need to be under the jail. I do agree with that. All of them need to be under the jail. This may be wrong and premature for me to say, but we go things play out when it men versus white women versus black women. The jury either surprised, disgusted, or expected this. So I agree with that too. I can agree with that too. I can agree with that too. I don't know if KK is actually testifying. I don't know. I don't know if KK testifying. The next people on the list to testify for the government for the prosecution is Enrique Santos. They didn't really give details on who is Enrico Santos. Let me look it up. Let's see who this is. Oh, this Enrico Santos. I don't know this man. Who, who is it? Oh, he right now he's a chief officer, or he is the president and the chief creative officer for iHeart Latino. Okay, now wait a minute. Or maybe this ain't him. I'm trying to see. Okay, let's see. Enrique don't just work with, or he worked with wait a minute. I don't think that's him. Okay, let me see. Um I wonder who the hell is Enrique. Y'all know who Enrique is? Enrique, I don't know who he is. Cause this person that I pulled up worked for iHeart. And I don't know if this the same person. I was trying to see if I could see they like their um what they did for work. But anyway, I wish they would have gave a description on who he was. But anyway, Eddie Garcia, who worked at the Intercontinental Hotel, Garcia is expected to testify. Now, is Garcia the one that Diddy trying to pay off? Oh, girl, is that the one that Diddy tried to pay off? Enrique Iglesias. I understand the music industry is small, but if that, give up that dream and become a painter or something. I can agree with that. I think they just wanted they wanted everything that came with that in the entertainment industry. You know, um, I don't, man. Let me see something really quick. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so Enrique is testifying. Santos, Eddie Garcia, and Eddie Garcia is expected to testify under immunity. Okay, now somebody said that I want to be very clear. Somebody said that what's the name testify under immunity, and y'all ain't heard that nowhere. Yeah, quit making up lies. They said that Cassie testified up under immunity. How, girl? She was the main victim in the thing. How she testify under immunity? Y'all to be folks on Twitter just be saying anything. Y'all be like, do that even make sense to a blind bat? Girl, anyway, Mr. Frank Pisa, he's a forensic video expert and then a hotel custodian. That hotel custodian gonna testify to all them damn testify to all them damn. I can see TD Jakes testifying on behalf of the defense. I could see that if he was. I haven't heard that, but if he was testifying, I could see it being on behalf of the defense and not necessarily the prosecution. Mm-hmm. Now, if the prosecution was smart, they would have him testify under the prosecution, but I think it's going to be under the defense. A forensic video expert. Tracy, I thought there was a time limit on SA. I thought Cassie tried, but the statue was up at a certain time or it had passed. Remember that there was a the custodian doesn't have a name on who the custodian is. It just says the custodian, the hotel custodian, and then Eddie Garcia was the security at the hotel. So I'm assuming, yep, that Eddie was the person maybe that came up. Now we didn't know that one of the hotel staff members that he already testified that came up, but there was a security guard that came up before going to get that one. You heard it. You heard it on on show. What's that? Are the witnesses limited to people who were around during a certain time period? That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. So always keep in mind. So typically, how a federal trial works is the prosecution. They have all their victims lined up, and then everybody is to testify to whatever the victims are. To kind of help with the victims. Or everybody's testimony that the prosecution calls in is to help with the actual victims. Now, the reason why we're spending so much time on Mia is because Mia is allegedly the second victim in the indictment. I want to say that there were four. Let me see. Let's pull up Diddy's original or superseding indictment. Mm, let's see. Jakes is testifying for the prosecution. Where you hear that at? Because I have not heard that. Oh, you heard it on the news. Really? Baby, the way that people gonna drag Jakes. Let me see. Let me see. TD Jakes. That's fine. Okay, y'all, and I'm 6 minutes past my time to be off of here, but okay, now this say what news station you had heard it on? Because I looked it up, and what it says is, wait a minute, what did it say right here? TD Jakes has not been reported to testify in the Diddy trial. Instead, Jakes is seeking legal action amongst people spreading misinformation on YouTube. Why is that funny to me? Now I do see this article. What did it say? Celebrity pastor. What? A lawyer representing TD Jakes, the celebrity pastor, is going to new lens to combat artificial intelligence. I remember all that. They ain't got shit to do with him testifying. But according to this, I don't see it. I really, I was getting ready to say that. I don't think that would be smart of Jakes to testify at all. I do not. I don't think that would be smart of him. You keep your waterhead ass over there and focus on what you got going on. Not only did you have a health scare, but you also got this lawsuit out. You got 2 lawsuits out here. You suing AI, YouTube AI, and you're suing Dwayne Youngblood. You sit your ass down somewhere, Jakes. I don't think that would be a smart move. I don't. If Thomas Dexter get his ass on the stairship, you better drag him like you, baby. I am gonna drag this. But when I say I'm a drag, I will drag. I know, Jakes, you better keep your jug-headed ass over there where you at, because there's too much going on. But I in my mind, I was thinking that the defense would probably call him in, but ooh, Jakes, you bet not. You bet not. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see nothing. Somebody put a video up talking about where's Bishop. And I need all these celebrities to shut up. Like what's that boy named? Ray J and all the rest of them. Ray J, you take your Looney Tune ass somewhere and sit down too. But all these celebrities that want to speak now, no, shut up. Y'all been playing the mute challenge. Continue to play the mute challenge. Be quiet. Okay? Be quiet. Cause how in the world do Ray J get on the news and say, oh, I don't believe Diddy did any of this stuff, and then you turn around and say that Suge Knight used to put something up his victim's butt before he used to. Sir, go sit your ass down. Sonya, come get your watermelon head ass son, please. He is crazy. Y'all, he is crazy. And I wanted Nancy Grace to drag that mug for filth. Okay, not a debate. Drag his ass. Nah, Tracy, you good. I be feeling like, I know everybody had their difference of opinion, and you ain't doing what be irritating me with other people. Like with these other people, when I go in these chats when they be having a lot of people in there, I be aggravated because it be like y'all don't even try to look at it no other way. Like y'all don't. Y'all just be dragging these people. Okay. Yeah, I do remember. That's what I was looking up. I do remember the statute of limitations thing was out, and remember, uh, that's how Cassie was able to file that first lawsuit or file that lawsuit. That's how Cassie was able to do that. And then there were a couple of people that put in lawsuits. What's that man named Tyrone Blackburn put in that lawsuit um what's the dude's name? Lil Rod. And somebody was saying that Lil Rod is supposed to testify. I don't think Lil Rod is testifying, y'all, because they said Lil Rod been hearing everybody else's testimony. He been in the courtroom, which is the same way I feel about Gene Deal. When people were saying that Gene Deal was testifying, how that man been listening to testimony. Now he banned from the courthouse now, but he been listening to testimony all week. All since the trial been going on. Really, I think he came like the second week of testimony. I don't even know if he heard all of Cassie's testimony, but they ain't finna do that. That would be dumb on behalf of the prosecution or the defense if they allow somebody that listen to everybody else's testimony to come in and testify. So I don't think they're getting on the stand. Ray J is an opportunist. Oh my God, he really just irritates me. Ray J irritates the shit out of me. Like no joke. He aggravates me. Okay. Aggravates me. So tomorrow we still have this don't even say it don't even say when they anticipate being done with Mia. Yeah, it don't say when they're gonna be done with Mia. So we shall see, y'all. I appreciate everybody for sticking around, listening, and giving me y'all's input and how y'all feel. Cause I feel like we all have a thought process on how these things probably should go, what we would do, and I really try to take myself out of the situation on what I would do, because I if it was up to me, Diddy ass would have been beat up a long time ago. But listen, again, that's just me though. I don't know where these people were mentally, what they were going through. I don't know those things. So I just kind of sit back and try to see what all evidence they're gonna be able to get. The sad thing is I believe Diddy did 95% of what everyone said he did. I struggle with why so many people that was not in a relationship stayed. Okay, I now I see that point of view, them not being in a relationship and stayed. I can see that. But I think their working relationship was something. I think that them being in these positions was also something too. I don't know. That's why I can't trust the jurors either. I'm sure that they all know about this case. Yeah, I don't think that there's a way. I know that, of course, when they were doing jury selections, they were asking them, like, what do you know? What do you not know? And some of them said that they seen the case here and there, but no, y'all seen it, period. I know y'all did. Y'all, I'm putting my shoes on because I'm going to go walking. Nephew is at church, and I got to get it in while I can. And from my understanding, like if you hear like Armand and a couple of other people, they are actually giving like real reactions to what the jury is actually feeling in the courtroom. So I think that's important too. I know they for sure talked about the case every day. Child, and then telling them telling them not to. That's why I said y'all gonna check their IP history to know if they been on the internet looking at stuff. Because they tell you the jury all the time, especially for high profile cases like this, don't be online entertaining. Don't be on there looking at stuff about the case, and then it's like, because it could persuade them into thinking something different. But it's like, what they supposed to do? They can't be on social media at all, girl. They can't be on their phone at all. Because I'm sure that so many people are sending certain things and doing, like, I never understood that. Diddy, it might not let you put the link in here. What's the name of the station? The news station. Yeah, I don't think you can put links in here because my only mods I think are able to put links in here. Oh my God, y'all. Just on this live alone, we done gained 25 new subscribers. I know that's right. TBN LOLJ girl. Yeah, you may have to send it to me on Instagram. Because I would like to see that. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Yeah, I'm Miss Major. I'm getting a slew of people coming over here interested in the whole Diddy stuff. I'm here for it, child. I'm here for it. Come on and give me a new set of subscribers, a new audience. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I will send it to. Okay, please do, and we'll talk about it tomorrow morning. Before we get into the trial. Okay, listen. Here's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna get off of here. Today is Sunday, right? There are some hot topics I want to talk about because I do want to talk about this Mariah and Zion, what's the name thing? I do want to talk about that because I'm so sick of that gal. I'm so sick of her. I don't know what to do. That BBL is horrible, girl. It's horrible. And then you get your swole lip ass up here on this internet and lie to us talking about I ain't never had no BBL, I ain't never had no work. Girl, quit lying. Stop lying. Do you realize people knew what you looked like before you had that funky BBL, girl? Girl, she get on my nerves, man. What's that girl name? Mariah. Yeah, her name Mariah. What's that girl last name? I don't like her, Tracy. I don't. She lied too much. But you ain't got to get up on this internet and lie to us about you ain't had no work done. Yes, you have. You had lots of work done. Don't lie. Just don't lie. Don't lie, girl. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, she said she hired Tony Busby to be her attorney. She hired Tony Busby and she hired Tony Busby and she is claiming that he did R-word her, that Zion R-worded her. I may just do a separate video on that. What's that boy name? Let me see. Hold on. Mariah Mills. There you go. Thank you. Mariah Mills. Okay, so look. So it says that Mariah Mills is reportedly wanting to take her alleged ex fling, Zion Williamson, to court. On Saturday, May the 31st, TMZ reported that the model and social media influencer had reached out to attorney Tony Busby in relation to her potential case. As a trial lawyer, Busby is known for often representing R word accusers. And so basically she is accusing him of R word. And child. Oh, another girl filed a lawsuit? Because Mariah did a video. Y'all seen that video that she did? She did a video, and in that video, she girl, she was pretend crying. That girl was not crying for her. She was like, oh, oh, oh my God, yeah, like, I'm gonna find like, girl, yeah, girl, quit. You was putting her on for the camera. She's like, oh, oh my God, yeah, like, it's just so much, like, I was like, girl. Now that I do remember that he was paying her some monties a month. I do remember that. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. Tony ain't no good. Where is Johnny Cochran? Child. All these people going around there getting Tony Busby, and people not really trusting Tony Busby at all. I think Tony Busby messed up his reputation coming after Jay-Z the way he did. I think it's a wrap for him. I do. I think it's a wrap for him. Good luck. I don't care if you win a case. In my what's the name? Win a case. In my Cynthia voice. Win a case. You over there messing with the little pageant girls. Okay, let's see. Gmails. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, let me see if it let me open it, because sometimes it may be acting funny style. Okay, yeah, it did. How many pages is this? Okay, it's only 12 pages. Okay, yeah, we can come back later and read this. Sure can. Assault, battery, sexual battery, domestic violence, stalking, burglary, false imprisonment. Girl, you suing for a lot of stuff, ain't it? You suing for a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna come back this evening. Again, Sundays are an easier day for me to do stuff because nephew's not. They be at church all day pretty much. Mariah was dragging. I'm about his little and getting fat once he stopped paying her. Girl, Mariah was over there and messed him up. Oh, like, oh my, like, I'm gonna be okay, like, it's just so much going on, and I'm gonna be just fine, I'm gonna be okay. Oh, girl, what did you do all that moaning and for? What did you do all that moaning for? So yeah, we'll come back and talk about that. I'll try not to make it a long live, but yeah, we can come back. We'll talk about that. She is so delusional. She was like, oh, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. She took them shades off and now nothing. It was nothing. I was like, girl, get out of my face playing. All right, y'all. I'm going for a walk. And then I'm headed to the grocery store. And then that's it. I'll be back. And so we can talk then. So I'll say probably around let me kind of see how everybody's maneuvering today. Because I got mod duties. I know I think really be going live a couple times today. Let's just say around 4-ish. Let's say around 4-ish. Am I going to Publix? No, Tracy, I got a question. Is there a way you can pull up the lawsuit Publix got from God dog it? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Somebody is suing Publix for somebody sexually harassing her. Who is that in the aisle? It's somebody's wife. Hold on. Let me Google it real quick because I know I saw that somewhere. Hold on, y'all. Akon's wife. Yeah, Akon's wife. Which one? Because he got 9 wives. One of Akon's 9 wives, to be exact, is suing suing Publix. We don't have no Publix here, by the way, but they suing Publix for. She said that a staffer allegedly actually violated her in one of the aisles, y'all. Girl, we gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. I wants to talk about it. I do. Yeah, I wants to talk about it. Yeah, I should have been out of here by like 9:30, but child, I don't know the ins and outs, but she is there. Her name is Amara Iman Demam. I can't say it. Oh, see, look at that. I like that. Miss Major gonna reach out to Tracy about something. I like that. I can try. It just takes me a while. I'm not good with GA. Oh, is it in Georgia? Oh, duh. It is in Georgia. He do live in Atlanta. Okay. Just if you can get it, that's fine. If you can't, we can just read the articles. And sometimes some of these articles have oh no, this is in ink. Girl, wait a minute. I don't think that is this in Florida? Oh no. But I just so happened to pull up because I put Publix lawsuit. They got a class action lawsuit against them for sexual assault. It's eight women employees that are suing Publix for their employees sexually assaulting them. That is crazy. So we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. This one is in Florida. This class action lawsuit is in Florida, but I do think Akon and his wife's live in, or I don't know how many wives he got over here, but that wife, I think they do live in Atlanta. What's up, Uncle Jay? What's going on? Yep. No. No, they're not all the Akon's wives. No. These are different women. They actually list the women's names and everything. They got regular names like Lucy, Lucky, oh, this article talking about all of the Publix. What the hell Publix got going on? What the hell y'all people over there doing? What the hell? Why are people even being actually assaulted in Publix? How is that even possible? Like, she said that man tried to give it to her while she was in the aisle. So I'm just, how was I mean, won't nobody in Publix? You mean to tell me what nobody in Publix? I don't know about that one, y'all. I don't know about that one. We're gonna have to read it, read up on it, because how? Nobody came down the aisle? Or okay, well, actually assaulted does not mean that there was like, it doesn't mean necessarily that there was some type of penetration It could have been like, you know, a grabbing of the butt or something like that. I get that piece. It didn't necessarily have to be actual intercourse. But to have all these lawsuits is concerning. Who the hell y'all hiring over there? Is y'all hiring SA folks are predators? I don't know. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'll come back this evening. We'll talk about Mariah and we'll talk about this Publix stuff as well. Okay. All right, y'all. Peace. Oh, baby, I think it's hot outdoors. It's already 83 degrees. Jesus. 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 Yeah, that man in the office do grab kitty cat. He do. He likes grabbing cat. Oh, bastard. That's what I'm wondering, Tracy. Or do y'all do background checks and hire these people? What is going on over here? All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.